Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel Mathematic Girl Swati3226. In this video, as you have already seen the heading, it's going to be on square roots. So I got this topic, like from a lot of students. Basically, they said that they are having difficulty in finding the square roots. And there I felt like that this topic is actually very simple. So I think I should explain the method, how to find out the square root so that all the students will find out this, like topic simple. So there are so many questions where like square root concept will be used. So it's very important that you should know how to find out the square root, because it's like almost at the end of the uh, question, or at the end of the solution, you just reach to that particular step where you need to find out the square root, right? So even if you know the entire solution how to do it, and if you don't know how to find out the square root, so your answer will be like incomplete. So that's why it's important that you end the solution and you get the final answer. So let us understand how to find out the square root. For that, I'll share the screen. And let us first understand what is the meaning of square. We'll go to the topic square root later on. We can understand what is the meaning of square first. So square is actually coming from the shape square itself, right? So whenever we find out the area of a square, I hope you have noticed that we have always used the formula side into side, right? So in that, suppose we have the side given 9 centimeter. So the formula is side into side, right? So we multiply the same number, 9 into 9. Exactly the same concept we have to use here as well. Square means multiplying any number 2 times, okay? For example, 2 times 2. This we can write down as 2 to the power 2, and we read this as 2 squared. That's it. Okay, that's how we read it. Now, next, for example, if we're writing 3 into 3, we can write on this as 3. The power 2 is, like we read this as 3 squared. That's it. 4 into 4, 4 squared. And we all know the answers for this, right? 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, and so on, right? So first, I'll tell you here, I would advise you that you should know the squares of like you can just say that from 1 to 20 you can definitely learn the squares from 1 to 20. That's it. That would be enough. And then it would be much easier for you to even find out the square roots for the bigger numbers. Now the question is, what is the meaning of square root? So if you have understood the meaning of the word square, square root is exactly the opposite. For example, when I'm saying that what is the answer of 2 square, the answer is 4, right? Now I can also say that which number are you multiplying 2 times so that your answer is coming 4. So you can say the answer is 2. And that is called nothing but the square root. So we have a way to write down this. What is the square root of 4? The answer is 2. What is the meaning of square root of 4? Once again, that when will you get 4? Which number will you multiply 2 times so that your answer would be 4? The answer is 2. This is called square root. That's it. Next, for example, if I have square root of 16, so answer would be 4, because we know that if I multiply 4 2 times, I'll get the answer 16, right? Now, these questions look very simple. Maybe you can say that I know that square root of 25 would be 5, because if I multiply 5 2 times, the answer would be 25. The problem comes when we go to bigger numbers, right? So first of all, there is a concept in the square root, and that is called a perfect square. And then there is not a perfect square. Okay, let us understand both. For example, if I'm writing here, let's say 100, and I want to find out the square root of 100, I'll get an answer. Why? Because we know that if we multiply 10 2 times, then we'll get 100, right? So that's why the square root of 100 is 10. But what is the meaning of not a perfect square? That means suppose I'm writing 90 and I want to find out the square root of 90. Now you have to think that which number will you multiply 2 times? So the answer would be 90. The answer is we do not have any such number. There are certain numbers, for which you cannot find out a perfect square. For example, root over 90. There is no number that you'll multiply 2 times and you'll get an answer 90. So that is called not a perfect square number, and this is called a perfect square number. That's the difference, right? But we'll still get an answer for not a perfect square numbers as well. There is a way to do this. You will not get a proper natural number or a proper positive integer, but you will get an answer in the roots, right? So how to do that, we'll go there later on. Let us first go to some basic questions on how to find out the square root of a perfect square. For example, if I talk about, let's say 100 only, right? Maybe you know the answer that it's 10, but let us understand how we are getting 10, okay? If you understand for this, then we can definitely go to the bigger number as well. So for this, I hope you must have done LCM in your school, in your other classes. So there is a way to find out, the factors of 100. So you just have to do this. This is called also, finding the LCM, least common multiple. There is a way like this. So here we are doing it for just a single number. 2 times 5 is 10 and then 0 as it is. That means 2 times 50 is 100, right? Next, you can write down 2 times 25 is 50. I hope everyone is aware of this method. Yeah. Next, we can write down, of course, it will not go by 2, not go by 3, not go by 4, 5. So 5 into 5, 25. And then you can write down 5 times 1 is 5. Once you get 1, you can stop, right? So I am finding out the square root of 100, right? So first of all, I'll write down under the square root only. 100, for 100, we can write down 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. 1 we will not write down because 1 is not just adding any value to it. So 2 into 2 into 5 into 5. Now here you will find out the numbers which are coming in a pair, right? Why the word pair is a pair I'm using here? Because we know that square, it means that number you are multiplying 2 times, right? So pair is very important. So this is in pair and this is also in pair. Now this pair will come outside as a single number. So square root you will remove now, and then this will become just 2 and this will become 5, and just multiply that, the answer is 10. That's how we get an answer, right? For example, let's take another number, 196. So to find out this, you will just do the same thing. 2 times 98, 96, 196. 2 times 49 is 98. And then, of course, it will go by 7 directly. So 7 times 7 is 49. And then 7 times 1 is 7. So I can write down this as square root of 196 equals square root of 2 times 2 times 7 times 7, right? Clearly, you can see here, this is coming in pair, this is coming in pair, and it will come outside the square root as a single number. So 2 one time, then 7 also, that pair one time. The answer is 14. That's why. What is the square root of 196? It's 14. That means 14, if you multiply 2 times, you'll get 196, right? All right, we can go to a number which is not a perfect square. Okay, let's take 120. I know that, we all know that 120 is not a perfect square. That means if you think of any number, think about a number and you'll multiply that number and you'll get 120. Is that possible? No, it's not possible, right? But still we'll find out the answer for this in terms of root, okay? So let's write on this. 2 times 60 is 120. 2 times 30 is 60. 2 times 15 is 30. And then 3 times 5 is 15. And then, of course, I can write down 5 times 1 is 5. As soon as I get 1, I'll stop, right? I can write down root over 120 as square root of all the numbers that you can see outside. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, right? So here, this is the only pair that you can see, and that will come outside the square root as a single number. So 2, the other numbers are not coming in pair. So that will be as it is inside the root. So the answer will be 2 square root of 30. That's the answer. What is the square root of 120? The answer is 2 root 30. That's it. Okay. Now we can go to some big numbers, right? For example, if I just write down here 625, the method is same, right? You can just use the same method. Just write down the pairs and then take the pairs outside and then you'll get an answer. But there is another way to solve this as well. And that method has a name, right? And that is something that I'm just keeping for you, that you think about that what is this method called. I'm going to explain you the method directly. So finding the square root using a method, okay? And that method is, for example, 625 I need to find out. So I'll first draw 2 lines like this here. And then I'm just going to draw a line over here as well. I'm just using different colors just to make it vibrant. Okay. So first you have to make a pair again. The pair is very important here, but you'll be making a pair from the right side. So you have made a pair. Now clearly once you make this pair, you can see a number that will be alone, right? That's fine. So that number will be alone only, right? Now, here you will write down that number. For example, suppose you are writing here 3. So if you are writing here 3, you have to write down 3 here. That's the rule. Okay. So what is 3 into 3? 9. Is it possible that we can write down a bigger number than 6? Not possible. So that's why 3 is wrong, right? You will think of another number. So what other number can you think about? It's 2 only, right? 1 you cannot take because that's like, of course, very smaller. We have a number that is just smaller than 6, which is 2 times 2 is 4. Now what's 6 minus 4? As you know, 2. This rule I hope understood. I hope you have understood. The first is draw the lines. Second is start making pairs from the right side. Okay, so you have made one pair and then another number is coming just like alone, right? You can't make a pair. And then just do the division. But here, make sure that what number you are writing here should be the same number here. That's a different rule from the division, right? So 2 times 2 is 4. Now there is another rule that you have to follow here. Whatever number you have written here in the quotient, right? That number you have to add here. Okay. So now your number is 4. Okay. Now 4 is your, kind of divisor, right? Right now. 4 is your divisor. You will write down the next number, the pair as it is down. Okay, you can't write down just 2. You have to write down both the digits. So 25, that makes the number 225, right? Now the question is, will you do 4 times something? No. 4 is already here. Now you have to write any number here. For example, let's say that you are taking 4 here. So make sure that whatever number you are multiplying, like writing here, the same number will go in the top, right? Just like you had done it here, right? So now it has become 44. So 44 into 4. What is 44 into 4? It will be 176. So that means we can think of another number as well, correct? So let's take 45 into 5. So this will become 225. We got it. So that means you should take here 5. Again, one thing very important, whatever number you are writing there, the same number should be written on the top. See, if you notice here, I had taken 2 here, so 2 will come here. I have taken 5 here, so 5 will only come here. Okay, that is very important. So we got the answer 225 here and then subtract it and we got an answer. The answer is 25. So that's why what's the square root of 625? The answer would be 20. We can take another question as well. I think I have a question which I can take. And the question is, let's say 1764. Okay, we have to solve this. So now to solve this first, let's just do a revision. 1764, first step is that you have to make a pair from the right side. So one pair and then another pair. We got 2 pairs, right? So now the question is what will come here? 2? No, because 2 into 2 will be 4. We can still think of a bigger number. 3 into 3 is 9. Still think about a bigger number. 4 into 4, 16. 5 into 5, 25. We can't take 25 because that would be bigger than 17. So we'll take 4 here. 4 and then 4 on the top as well. 4 into 4, 16. Now 17 minus 16, 1, right? After this, the second rule was that whatever number you have written on the top, the same number you'll write on here and you will add it because that will be your new divisor along with one more number, right? Now here, what will you do? The next pair you will write on as it is down. So it will become 64. Now it looks very simple. What would be the answer? If you just take 2 here and 2 here, that means what is 82 times 2? It's nothing but 164. And we got an answer. Here it's 0 and the answer is 42. So what's the square root of 164? 42. Okay. So this method, I don't want to reveal the name of this method because maybe I'm giving you some work to figure out what's the name of this method. Please figure out that and let me know the answer in the comment section. One more thing I want to tell you here, that practice is very important here, right? Maybe just by looking at these two questions, you may say or you may feel that you have understood it, but I will tell you that 20% you have understood. The 80% is the practice part that you have to do first, and then only you will be confident in doing the other questions. So maybe just after watching this, even if you have understood it well, do right away at least 5 questions. That is, at least you can do more than 5 questions as well, but at least 5 questions you have to do right away in order to be, perfect at finding the square roots. So that's it. I don't want to extend this video. This was a short explanation about finding the square roots. I hope you have understood it. And with that, I want you to notice one thing, that there is a root in my background as well. So it's 18 root 2. So figure out maybe if this is the answer for a number, what is that number? Maybe you can figure out that number and do let me know in the comment section. So thank you so much. I'll be meeting you super soon with the next topic in the next video. Thank you.